Neil,
Neil DeGrassi Tyson, an incredible scientist, with great credentials, does great work. I used to be a fan until he became a woke scientist. He started talking nonsense that just made no real sense. In this video, we're going to take a look at a clip from Digital Hive Mind, talking about how crazy Neil deGrasse sounds. So let's take a look. Welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel.
my name Nate No Filter at Burble on Life.
All right, we're trying to grow this channel. We up to 592, but we're gonna need your support for you to be Verbal on Life and write down your comment and talk to us. Let us know how you feel about this, because there's some crazy things happening in life, and this is one of them. Becoming a woke scientist. Let's take a look.
You guys, if you don't want to talk about it, leave your comments below. Sorry about that. Leave your comments below and say that something that you think or are thinking. Just put it there, and we'll say it for you. Don't be afraid. Well, go ahead.
Say the quiet part out loud.
There you go. I like that. That's right.
And just be verbal. Let's take a look at this video. It's crazy.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. We've got some woke leftist insanity to get into today. Topic of discussion, the smartest man to ever live. A man who literally came down from the cosmos. Some people call him the master of the universe. The greatest intellect to ever grace our TV screens. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Obviously, you can sense the sarcasm, but in a way, that's kind of his public image, right? They present him on TV as this all-knowing deity, Bill Nye version 2.0, except maybe a little bit more accredited. But Neil deGrasse Tyson went from mostly beloved science TV guy to woke weirdo activist. Honestly, one of the cringiest people on the planet these days, at least in terms of political discussion relating to the culture wars. Neil deGrasse Tyson has decided that he's going to dig his heels in and be real woke. And boy, is it embarrassing. Boy, is it bad.
By the way, this meme is funny. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women.
Backfiring. He went on Bill Maher's podcast. That was a mistake. And Bill Maher, I don't know if there's any other way to describe it. Bill Maher humiliated this man. Let me show you guys some of these moments. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So here's a hill that Neil deGrasse Tyson has decided to die on. What is that hill? Biological males competing in female sports.
The real wrestlers are in Iowa, and Oklahoma.
Oh, I'm sure there's some wrestlers.
There's some, but if you really balance
New
it out,
York
it's
has
not.
no tough guys.
We got tough guys, but they'll shoot you or punch you in the face. They're not wrestling with wrestling moves. But anyhow, what you want is a match that's interesting to observe, not where one person dominates the other. In wrestling, they know this. There are 10 weight categories. In high school, I was 190 pounds. That was 50 pounds ago or more. I was 190 pounds. Very good incentive to stay there, because if I were 1 pound over, the next category was unlimited. So I was there at 190 pounds. I'm not wrestling someone 127. No. They find somebody else at 127 and wrestle 127. Match more interesting for the viewer. So if we can split wrestling into 10 categories, and that becomes the wrestling match.
But all men against each other.
Correct. So,
Okay,
so
again,
now I get
sort
that.
of key point.
Okay. Okay. So all I'm saying is, what is it that makes the man the man? Is it the hormones? Okay. Is it, if it's the hormones and you decide to give yourself a different cocktail of hormones, I'm making this up, by the way. I'm not saying it should happen this way. It's a way to start thinking about it.
It would be
maybe the track meets have hormone categories.
And maybe giving yourself the wrong hormones is deleterious to your health. Would you?
Let me pause it right there and just talk. You're talking about hormones. No. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. The strength difference is huge. It doesn't matter how many hormones you take. What is it, 150-pound men is no competition for 150-pound women. The man is going to destroy her.
His logic, it makes no sense. Even if I get somebody in the same weight, let's say if I get somebody like Mike Tyson to fight a woman boxer the same weight, he's going to destroy it. LeBron James, you get a woman the same weight, he's going to destroy it. It's like my fault.
No, I completely agree with you. It's more than just hormones. There's not enough hormone that you can give a woman to evenly match another guy. But let's keep listening.
Do not admit that. Do you think we can just safely do things like this?
So you feel this way because you're so deeply concerned about the health of the people who are trying to find their place on the gender spectrum? You care about their health so much that you don't want them to go through that?
It's not something that keeps me up at night, but when the subject comes up, I care about them like I care about all people. So if there is something...
You do, by the way. You think about all people.
Of course.
Yeah. I give you that.
Oh, okay. You're being
think about all people. No, I'm being sincere.
I do. Yes. Yeah. Old school liberal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want all people to have, make this very challenging world that we live in better. So that's why there's honest debate about this issue. And why don't we cut it off?
Keep debate honest. Yeah.
Why don't we cut it off now? Because we're not going to solve this. We said our pieces. We get it. Sports we have men's sports and women's sports. And if the best team in the WNBA played the worst team in the NBA, the score would be 1,000,000-0. Can we organize society around that basic point with this, of course, proviso that we protect and respect people who do not fit into it?
Let's segregate society because dark-skinned people and light-skinned people. That nature made it that way, and that's how it is.
You see?
Nature did make it that way. And it's not segregating.
Well, there was a
time segregating anything.
That attitude 150 years ago was
2 years ago.
Two years ago.
He's equating it with racism. Like what's happening with separating men and women, he's comparing it to what's happening separating black men and white and black men. Like it's racist to separate. That's crazy.
That's crazy. You see, he's trying to he want to be irrelevant. He knows the movement is going higher. So he said, let me jump in the wagon. Let me see. I got to be in this side so I can stay relevant. But go ahead, continue.
Yes, right. Lincoln. This was a big issue in the Lincoln-Douglas debates. Trans people. That's right.
No, I'm talking about
I remember that.
I'm talking about
1861. Yes, I remember those debates.
It was 1860.
Lincoln was all about getting trans. Oh, for sake. You're ridiculous.
No. I'm looking at schools in Manhattan. And there's a school there, and there's built in the 20s and 30s. And there's a doorway that says boys and a separate doorway on the other side of school that says girls.
I'm thinking, God.
Why are we doing this?
Because people are mostly boys and girls?
But why split them entering a school building?
Because they pee differently? Jesus Christ, explain this?
In one way, I'm going to give Neil deGrasse Tyson the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to call him an idiot, even though his arguments are completely idiotic. I'm sure he's a smart man. I mean, I know he's a smart man. He's a highly intellectual individual, but it's crazy how ideology can blind you. This is what happens when you buy into a cult. You have an intellectual here, an individual who's dedicated his entire life to the scientific formula, but he throws it all out the window to adhere to the popular ideology, and he presents his adherence to that ideology as a fair and balanced approach. I've thought a lot about this, Bill. Trust me when I say that. But really, I'm seeing two things. One, cowardice. He's too scared. He's too scared to challenge the status quo, and so he's decided to take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
The second element, I think, has something to do with his kids. He said it openly. My kids are woke.
Who are, my friends who are around my age, 40. No, and they have kids who are super woke and drive them nuts.
I got woke kids. I will never be as woke as my kids would want me to be.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, but you're a little too. Still.
Woke.
And woke does not automatically mean better. Newer does not automatically mean
that's
better.
True.
And so obviously, he's taking the parental approach of just affirming everything his kids believe, rather than, challenging their viewpoints and helping them.
Yes, he got to be a father and put his kids in their place and let them know, no, that's not how life works. You're being woke.
Develop basic critical thought ability. This is parenting mistake 101. This is what happens when you leave your children in charge as essentially the adults in the room and you act like a groveling, loving parent. Everything my kids do is so precious and perfect.
No.
There's got to be something to this woke stuff, right? No. Your kids are growing up in New York, probably in private schools. They're being indoctrinated and you're letting the disaster unfold and feeding into it, justifying it, enabling it. I mean, it's absolutely idiotic. I mean, he had the audacity to say, I've thought this one through a lot more than you might think, Bill. Then goes on to make possibly the worst argument I've ever heard in my freaking life. There's different weight divisions in combat sports.
That's
you know, we have
crazy.
divisions there. Why can't we have divisions based on hormones? What? Yeah, we have different weight divisions, but it's still men fighting men or women fighting women. They're equally matched. A 150-pound male is not an equal match with a 150-pound female. Oh, but the hormone levels. Yeah, hormone levels mean absolutely nothing, especially when you're talking about one individual who's gone through male puberty and another who hasn't. One individual who has stronger bones, more fast twitch muscle fiber, wider shoulders, more narrow hips, a better center of gravity. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Let me just say this much. You know, I saw a YouTube video of a girl playing football with the boys, and she was doing great. But it's like kids before puberty. These were young kids. Yes, everybody like the same. Before puberty, you could match them up. You could see girls playing in boys' sports, but that's before puberty.
Yep. And Neil, stick to science, man. What you said about Manhattan, I'm from Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? And I used to work in Yeshiva University, and they used to have a female campus and a boy campus. So you're not going to change my mind. And I used to work security there. So boys weren't allowed to go in the female. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the guys, if they know what I'm talking about, Yeshiva University. What's up, what's up? So once in a blue, you allow them to go in, but they're not supposed to sleep over. There's a reason why female and males. Come on, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Sounds like they had common sense back before all the ideology. This ideology of equalness is just wrong. And that's extreme left. And I can't believe that this scientist, pronounced scientist, is going along with this idiotic ideology.
And the thing is, they keep that tradition. They still keep that tradition on Yeshiva University. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever he's saying about Manhattan and boys' school and girls' school is going to keep the same on those institutions. They're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? That's a cult. He's just following the cult.
All we can do is hope. I hope I don't see the news and hear of this change. Like, there are some traditions that don't change. You are correct. I just hope they don't buy into it, because this man, the scientist, he bought into this ideology, and he's going against science and his own understanding, and he's following the kids, the woke kids, saying that, you know, if you do the chemical and transform yourself from a female to a male, you could play. You are equal. The reality is, no, you're not. What the hell is that man talking about? This man is retarded. I used to be a fan.
We lost him, man. We lost him. You know what I mean?
The idea that we should be regulating or separating sports based on hormone levels has to be the most idiotic thing imaginable. Here, let's take one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time. Let's take John Jones. John Jones probably has some relatively high testosterone levels, especially with all the PEDs he's taken in his life. Well, let's now put him on hormone suppressants so he can get his T levels all the way down. Let's get his estrogen levels up, and let's have him compete with females, because that's fair. No, obviously that's stupid. He still has all of the benefits and all of the advantages prior to taking whatever chemical cocktail doctors are prescribing to kids these days. It's literally idiotic. It's stupid. It's dumb. It makes no sense. It's a bad argument. Yet this guy continues to double down. It makes absolutely no sense. After getting completely ridiculed on Joe Rogan, he goes on Bill Maher, and essentially Bill Maher for 20 minutes straight during at least the portion of their...
You know, Neil deGrassi got a voice. He goes on Joe Rogan. He goes on TV. Here he is with Bill Maher. He got a voice. It's sad that with that voice that he got for the people, he's talking nonsense and promoting this woke ideology and promoting this hateful crap. Well, not hateful, but I mean crap about men and women being the same after taking a bunch of chemicals. They're not the same. Are you insane? It's crazy.
But shout out to Bill. I love Bill. He's cool. Always kept the same. He never changed. Atheist, believe. He dates black women. He's overall. No, I'm saying he's really genuine. I like Bill.
Well, I'm not a fan of Bill Maher. I think lately we've been seeing him act normal, but I've heard him say some crazy stuff before. So I'm not a fan because of that. I'm happy that now he's waking up to this woke craziness, and he's making more sense. But there's been argument like when he talked against Trump. I really hate to listen to him when he talked against Trump. The man is retarded.
I
What do you
mean,
think?
yeah,
Grumpy
that's
is
true. Nobody's perfect.
So what? I'm sorry. What? Say that
Oh
again.
no, then nobody. The bill. I know he crossed the line a little bit, but he still stay on his hardcore value. You know what I mean? He's not going to change his ideology and say, hey, listen, I believe because the science says this, we should do a little bit. No, I like Bill. Bill, he stayed neutral.
I'm gonna give credit to Bill Maher once he wakes up and see that we all need to support Trump. That what they're doing to him is insane. This is crazy. They're trying to destroy his empire. I'm talking about Donald Trump. They're trying to destroy his empire and collapse everything that he's built only because politically he's not going along with the get along gang. So when Bill Maher wakes up to what's happening, like with election denialism, like saying that denying the election, some guy confronted Bill Maher and told him, wait a minute, all politicians do that. They deny that they lost. Everybody does that. Why are we saying that Trump is the only one doing that, trying to end democracy?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you saying? But I really don't like that, man. So should we finish the clip here? Let me see if we got something else.
Why
You know what I feel like
do you
right now?
find grumpy?
I feel like now I'm going to turn 65. I feel like we're on your porch in the rocking chair. Get off my lawn,
I'm not the grumpy one.
No, let me ask. Can I ask? I know it's your podcast, but I've been carrying questions within me for you.
Yes, I'm pleased.
Okay.
Carrying.
Okay.
Wow.
So you don't, as I heard you say, maybe you dotted here and there, but you've abandoned college campuses in your stand-up.
Every comedian has.
I'm gonna beat this up.
Literally everyone.
Let me ask you: if you came up today, would you just read the landscape and develop a whole other comedic repertoire that does not end up having people picket outside your thing? Are you just transposed and you're not adjusting to the shifting terrain? So why is it their fault and not your fault?
No, you're being so broad. About
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah, I am.
The hell is he
Like,
talking about?
what specific, issue are we talking about?
Exactly.
The ones
What
that
specific
get
issue?
people's attention or gender issues.
Yeah, I know, but what?
Things like that. This is
But Bill,
very different.
You cut your teeth in the
But
70s.
what I'm saying
and
is,
you read the room.
okay, but I'll answer
you
you.
read the politics.
I'll
And
answer-
you,
I didn't read the politics.
Yes, you did.
You know what? I'm gonna cut him off because he's making no sense. Neil deGrasse doesn't have a leg to stand on. That man is woke. That's it. He lost me as a fan. Bill Maher on this argument makes sense, but in the end, the fact that he tries really, really hard to keep the Democrats happy and go against Republican, on that point, I'm really not a fan of Bill Maher. I think he's wrong. I think we need to follow Vivek Ramaswamy. Shout out to him. And
all I'm saying is everybody that speak the truth are getting attacked. So we need to separate the woke fantasy world to the real people. You know what I'm saying? Bill Maher is getting attacked. Kanye West getting attacked. Vivek's getting attacked. A lot of people are getting attacked when they speak the truth. That's the sad thing. Hopefully we get to a playing field and we get back to normal to the 90s. All right?
A lot of people don't know what woke means or what that even is. If you don't know, right there, that's woke. Acting like Neil deGrasse knows it all when he knows nothing, that's woke. For those of you who are confused, this man is woke. Talking about men and women are the same when they are not. Period. And you're never going to hear nobody say that men and women, they are not the same. People know it, you live it, you experience it, but they won't say it. Scared to be canceled. The fact that they're not the same and they should not be playing on the same sports. They should not be physically doing the same things. It's like the military. I do not.
Calling him, man. I don't know what's going on. They trying to cancel me. Calling this.
They tried to cancel me. No filter.
I know. So what we're gonna do is, my brother, we're gonna call it a day. We had a nice conversation. Stay woke. Stay on Bourbon on Life. Follow us. Hit the button, and let's get more subscribers to Bourbon on Life.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed this video clip, please subscribe. Go ahead and join the team. Free to you means the world to us. We're trying to blow up this channel. All right. With that, peace out.
Peace.
How did this work?